buying and renovating stuff, acting like their money might get moldy if they didn't spend it right away, and then got stuck here when the economy got weird. So now it's sort of this strange hybrid place. When I was a real little kid, it seemed like everyone's family had been here forever. Their grandmas and uncles and cousins all lived here and always had. But now there's less of that. More BMWs. And the BMW drivers are pissed because their home values haven't risen enough to make them happy people, and the neighborhood is only half fancy. Maybe that's why the guy was driving so dickishly. The front of our house, where I was living with my dying dad, my sister Caitlin, and her husband and kid, was directly across the street from the concrete yard of an elementary school. Same school I went to. Same but different saggy teachers chatting with each other while the same but different snot-nosed kids pummeled each other at recess inside that same chain-link fence. And that morning, a particularly scrawny kid was being chased by other kids who were yelling words you'd like to think fourth graders don't know. But come on, they do. So I turned the music in my headphones up to keep it out, because I was trying to get this panel of Shadow Man right. Which is why I didn't hear the front door opening behind me. First clue I had that someone was there was my headphones being ripped off my head. "Quinn, I said listen to me!" It was Caitlin. Not even 9 a.m. and she was already mad at me. "I'm busy." He asked, nicely, for you to please come up and talk to him. I doubt that. "You know he can't come down." "I don't like going up there." "Come on. I just lit this." I took a long drag on my cig for dramatic emphasis, even though I knew it would piss her off even more. She hates that I smoke. She has to. She's a nurse. So it's like official policy. Even though I'll probably never get old enough to get lung cancer, so who cares? But she gave up fighting with me about it a long time ago. Besides, I was pretty sure she was lying about our dad wanting to see me. We didn't talk. My dad and me. The feeling was mutual. I couldn't even remember the last time I spoke to him. Definitely before he got sick. Even before that, I didn't have anything to say to him. He had a lot to say to me, or at me, when I was growing up, especially after my mom was gone. Mostly stuff about what a terrible kid I was. And I just stopped talking back. Rage deflector shield up. Eventually, he gave up on me and I think we were both relieved. We lived like silent parallel lines, always aware of the other's position, but never intersecting. So when Kate told me he suddenly wanted to talk, I called bullshit. I guess it was possible he had some pent-up rage he wanted to vent at me before he died, but I wasn't up for that either. After a long pause, Caitlin just shut the door. Score one for me. Chicken! Over on the playground, glittering with recess commotion, the scrawny kid finally got tripped by a bigger boy, and a punching, flailing pile of followers urged on top of him. From under the pile, the kid looked over at me and saw me watching him get the snot beat out of him. Wasn't much I could do. There was a fence between us, and anyway, I could already see the recess teacher slow jogging toward the scene. The jerkwad BMW was still a few minutes away from racing down our street, and my dad hadn't died yet. I just sat there, not knowing how much things were about to change. Took a deep drag on my cig, and appreciated the hell out of the way the wisps of smoke curly-cued lazily into the autumn air. 2. Caitlin. Caitlin's sensible nurse shoes squeaked as she crossed the kitchen linoleum. She stopped in front of the coffee maker, pulled out the glass pot, and poured herself a third mug as the machine hissed and sizzled, scolding her for taking it out too soon. She sipped at it and leaned over the kitchen sink to see Quinn through the window. He wasn't making any moves to get up off the front steps, just sat there with his head bent over his sketchbook in a cloud of smoke. Despite the fact that 90% of the time she just wanted to smack him, she still loved the expression on his face when he was drawing. Not peaceful exactly, but unconflicted. Concentrating. He had the same fair complexion and shockingly dark hair and eyelashes as their mother had had. And that Caitlin had too, except she didn't have any of the scars and tattoos Quinn had accumulated on his pale skin.